Okay, so you're asking my opinion on internet marketing courses. Yeah, I think they're great. I've bought hundreds of these things over the years. I've spent tens of thousands of pounds doing this stuff, and yeah, I've learned a lot. I've done some courses where nothing happened, so I've spent the money and I've not got a return on it. But in the main, on a lot of stuff that I've spent money on, where I've implemented stuff, I've got a return on my investment, and that's a really important thing to understand, because business in the main is about having a return on investment. That's whether you've got a brick and mortar business, an internet business, a charity, a church, whatever it is. If you're not getting a return on your investment, you're not going to be around for much longer, and therefore you can't serve the people that you want to serve by whatever it is that you're doing. So, business has to be treated like a business. Now, that brings me on to the second thing, which is you can have all the information you like, but if you don't implement what you're taught, then there's not much chance of you actually succeeding. And people leave footprints, and people tell you this. Frank Kern will tell you this. Tony Robbins will tell you this. Jeff Walker will tell you this. You know, John Pemberton will tell you this. Jibril Aguro will tell you this. These are all big hitters out there in the industry, and that is you need to model what people are doing, and don't nick what they're doing. Don't just copy what they're doing and call it your own, but model them, model their processes, model their approach, model the way they do stuff. If they're doing video, you should be doing video. If they've got a capture page a certain way, you need one a certain way. If their processes follow up with email and that's working for them, then you need to be having a similar thing too. So you want to follow those processes. But it's important that you have systems there. And systems can automate your business and work 24/7 for you. And yes, they cost money. I mean, I think it's about $300 a month for one system. It's a customer relations management system and an email autoresponder system. Now, you don't have to start with that. You can start for about $18 a month, but we're paying about $300 a month. And some people say, "Whoa, that's a hell of a lot of money." Listen, I haven't got to pay an employee $300 a month. I haven't got to pay sick pay, absenteeism pay, maternity pay, nothing. And this thing churns on for me 24/7. I just have to set it up and it works on autopilot. So systems are also part of the key to success. And that's an important thing for you to have in your business. The most important thing, though, is implementing what you're learning. And if you implement what you learn from people who are successful, you're going to get similar results. That's just a fact. And, if you're doing NLP out there, you'll know this stuff. And I've been involved with NLP for years. And it's all about implementation. You have to follow through with the implementation. And this is one of the stumbling blocks with people because they never think they're ready. So they buy course after course after course after course. And they get all these courses and they're studying all this stuff and they never implement. They never take action. So don't be afraid to take action. Do it. Be afraid to fail if need be, and learn from it because you'll make money. I mean, think of it this way. If you've got a relative at university at the moment, I don't know what it is, what £9,500 a year is it, or something, or £10,000 a year, 3 years, £30,000. They're going to leave there and get a job at less money than that, and then I believe it's on the news. I believe they're going to get 40 years to pay off their student loan. Now, if you're lucky, after 3 years studying and some internship and, working your way up the corporate ladder, you may retire at 65 on double or treble the income that you started with. Mate, that's not a good return on investment. But if you invest a month or 2 months or 3 months into getting to understand your business, who your customers are, understanding systems, implementing systems, investing money in good processes and good software, you're going to make far more money than having gone to university and doing a degree and coming out and getting a job. And by the way, there's no jobs for life. There's a thing on the news yesterday. Philip Green, I think 18,000 people or something like that could possibly lose their jobs. This is happening daily. So you owe it to yourself and you owe it to your family to actually set up something that's sustainable, that will look after you and give you financial security and freedom for you, your family, and your children and your grandkids and whatever. So I think that's really important. Now that brings me on to another point, and that is the power of belief. You see, one of the other reasons, and I actually think it's one of the main reasons that people fail, is they don't believe they can succeed. So they buy the £2,000 program, but they don't believe it will work for them. Or they'll try some advertising on Google or Facebook, and it doesn't work for them. So they start to believe it doesn't work for them. Now, I don't know if you saw the program that was on telly recently, 63 Up, where they follow the kids every 7 years. And it's really interesting. It's fascinating, because they say it's based around the old anecdote of give me the child at 7 and I'll show you the man. And when you look across the generations of how these children have grown up, every 7 years, 7, 14, 21, 28, and so on, where they've looked at their lives, the vast majority of them are actually doing what they said they would do at school. They said they're going to do this, and they ended up doing that because programming happens at school. You get programmed into becoming what it is the system wants you to become. So that programming happens really early, and I think it's Bruce Lipton had a video on Facebook. You should find it somewhere. By the time a child is 7 years old, their model of the world is set, pretty much set. And if that model is not challenged, or if it's not a good model, they'll end up just adding to that and producing the results they believe they can produce, or more likely believe they can't produce. So belief is an important thing. Now, one of the things that I'm aiming to do this year moving forward, because we do a lot of coaching and mentoring for our people, and we do lots of internet marketing stuff. But one of the things we're going to produce is a product about how you can actually take control of your own mind. It's about managing your own belief system, changing limiting beliefs, moving forward, because 80% of your success is down to the way you think. 80%, it's the way your brain's geared, it's the way your focus is there. And, a lot of people in business don't understand this, so they self-sabotage. They try stuff knowing it's not going to work, and then it doesn't work, so that actually, it meets the agreed point within their mind somewhere that it wasn't going to work in the first place, and therefore the thing is wrong. But if other people are using that thing, that system, that product, that whatever it is, and they're getting similar results, then there's got to be something else. Because if it was just about systems and products, all you would have to do is buy a system and a product and you'd be rich. Simple, really, isn't it? Yeah. So it's much more than that. Your ability to use your brain, that 3.5 pounds of infinite wisdom between your ears, is the most important thing in your life. So whatever it is secondary to the products and the systems you buy. You must believe that you can succeed, and you need to train your brain. Think about it. If you want to change your physical shape, you go down the gym, you train a certain way, you eat certain foods, you become strict, you don't let bad stuff go in your body because you produce bad results. Your mind's exactly the same. You want good things out, you've got to put good things in. You want garbage out, you've got to put garbage in. You have to actually monitor and be strict with what you choose to think about and the results you choose to produce from what you think about. Everyone has the ability to make a decision. I'm not saying it's your fault. Things happen. Absolutely, it may not be your fault they've happened, but what you decide to do from then on in is defined by you, and that takes mental training. So that's all I wanted to talk about for today on that one. I hope that answered your question, and yeah, great. Leave any comments. By the way, if you're watching this, sorry, I'm chatting to this guy here. If you're watching this, just leave any comments below. I'll be happy to answer them for you. Okay, happy with that? Happy days. Okay, good.